Scrubbing today's Endeavour shuttle launch must be a huge disappointment, not just for the hundreds of thousands of people who showed up and wanted to see it in person, but for a specific group, 150 space geeks at a tweet-up hosted by NASA. They have just spent a day getting a pretty cool behind-the-scenes tour, and they were supposed to get to watch Endeavour's launch up close. And included in that group of 150, this guy, actor Seth Green, attending the NASA tweet-up, tweeting up a storm minute by minute here. Many of you recognize Seth from the movies Austin Powers. You certainly know his voice. He's Chris Griffin on TV's Family Guy. And Seth Green, through the power of Twitter, we were able to get you to find our CNN truck so we can do this interview, which is pretty amazing. But I do want to ask, just, you know, I do want to ask, you know, it was scrubbed today. You and your 149 fellow tweeps, were you pretty bummed?
Well, I'm sure everyone's disappointed, but, you know, safety's really first with something like this. I think people forget the sheer gravity and implausibility of sending human beings on a rocket off this planet into space. And you want to make sure that everything goes correctly. You know, over years and years of accomplishing these missions successfully, they've learned that you really just don't take any chances. And they would never send anyone up. They would never send a mission off unless they were certain that they had done everything they could to prevent any accidents.
Check and recheck and check some more is right. But, you know, we know you as an actor, writer, funny guy, but space geek, I didn't know. When did this happen?
I've always been a space enthusiast. I can't understand why people aren't interested in exploring things off this planet, especially when we've been able to, over tens and 20s of years, we've been able to explore things and learn so much more about the world around us. Basic things having to do with the weather, to putting satellites in the sky so that you and I can communicate, so that people can talk on their cellular telephones. All this stuff is as a result of our space program. We've
been following you on Twitter. As I said, you've been pretty active, and you have met many people who I'm sure you equate to rock stars, a lot of these astronauts. I'm going to show your Twitter feed, and we have a couple pictures of some of these different guys you've met. Not this one. You're just showing off your shades there. But who have you met? Here's Leland Melvin and LeVar Burton and you. Who have you met, and what have they been like?
We've met several of the astronauts that we've been following on Twitter. We met Steve Swanson and most everybody I know by their Twitter names. We met Astroflow. We were supposed to meet Doug Wheelock, but he was held back in Houston. I mean, it's a thrill to get to meet these incredibly brave soldiers, really, who've dedicated their lives to bettering the human race through education and understanding.
What's your biggest takeaway?
These guys go out into space.
They're amazing,
in
trust me.
And then they fall off the space station, and there's nothing below them. That's incredible.
I'm a space geek right there along with you. But what's your takeaway from being there today, A? And B, since it was scrubbed today, will you stay down there? Are you headed back whenever Endeavour does launch?
Well, we're hoping to be able to stay. It's been rescheduled for Monday, and if that sticks, we'll be able to stick around for it. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so I'm going to do everything I can to witness it. But even if we don't get to see the launch, just getting to visit these facilities and just getting to meet all these people has been unbelievable.
Seth Green, we can follow you at Seth Green on Twitter. You have all kinds of pictures. Seth, have fun. I'm jealous. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And take a look at something.